Hello, and welcome to our Thursday evening of restoration. We have our 44-minute Yin Yoga flow now, and then followed by our 22-minute Qigong flow. If you're interested in joining us at 8 o'clock for that as well. I hope you had a wonderful holiday last week. I know that I missed our practice. But it was also good to have the week to just kind of be. So I'm so grateful to have you here with me this evening, and let's go ahead and get started. Finding a comfortable seat. Start to transition the breath coming in and out of the nose. Focusing on the inward breath being brought down to the lower abdomen and filling the belly. Slowing the breath down. Exhaling out any tension. Making each breath longer, deeper. Let's let our hands fall to the floor, shoulders down, and let's drop the chin down to chest. And eyes up to the ceiling. And rolling the right ear to the right shoulder. Back. Now left ear to left shoulder. And head back up to neutral position. Let's do some shoulder rolls. Starting back, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Isolating the movement in the shoulders, allowing the arms to just go along for the ride. Let's go in the other direction, expanding those shoulder blades apart. One more. Good. All right, we're gonna move into our first pose, which is a deer pose, not a deer pose, a toe stretch. What am I talking about? I'm thinking deer pose because the way my legs just went. A toe stretch, so which we did a couple weeks ago, and I've been trying to incorporate because I admitted that I've been avoiding it because I did not like the position because it is not that comfortable, yet that is probably a true sign that my body needs it. And I know that some of you have shared that is truly beneficial for you as well. So we're gonna see how we're doing with our toe stretches. So if you've been elevated, you can move that aside. So for our toe stretch, we're gonna come into table position, tuck our toes under, and gonna lean, sit back on our toes. Toes are tucked underneath, and I'm just putting as much weight as I can, holding, breathing through those sensations. Seeing if I can hold this for 10, 20 seconds. And then coming back down into table. Put my feet flat and sit back. And let's come back up into table. Flip those toes under and sit back. See if we can do it one more time. come back out. Feet flat. And come back into hero's pose once more. In our next pose, we're going to get out of the way. The uncomfortable poses for this evening is an overextended dragon pose. I got this fun little kind of knee support pad that they sell all over the place to give me some extra cushion for my knees. So for dragon, we are doing it's essentially a lunge that's going to happen here. Overextend, we want to put it in front of us as much as possible. So our blocks are sometimes handy for this. I'm going to put my blocks in front. I'm up on my knees, and I'm going to step forward and shift my knee so it's hanging towards my toes. So it's right over my toes. And just breathe. One more minute. And go ahead and step back. And we're going to sit back once again. Hero pose. Shifting the weight back onto the ankle, so almost like an ankle stretch, but we're not leaning back and elevating our knees off. Let's bring our hands back to our blocks. We're going to step forward with the other foot, extending the knee over those toes, getting comfortable and breathing. coming up on the last minute. See if you can melt into the pose even more. Let's go back and step back. And one final time, sit back on those ankles. And let's walk our hands out into table and do one more toe stretch. Tucking our toes under, sitting back, sinking, holding, breathing. And come back. Ooh. Good. All right. So we're going to move into half saddles as our next poses. So sometimes you want a blanket on each side. As far as behind you, depending on how flexible you are, you may need to build a recliner or stack behind you. But you'll only know when you go down. I'm gonna see if I can do it without building the recliner this time. So make sure that you can see here. So my leg is coming beside me, supported on this nice little cushion. Bring this, and then I'm coming onto my back, just like this. Now, obviously, if this is too challenging, you might need to elevate your back up. If this is super easy, then you might do it without a bolster, just flat. If you want to go into full saddle, which is both legs pulled back. This leg is right beside me. And I have a little extra cushion to keep it comfortable. final minute. Let's go ahead and set ourselves up using our hands to push ourselves up, bringing that leg forward. Let's bring the bottoms of our feet together in a butterfly formation. You can flap those butterfly wings if that feels good to you. Time to do the other side. Move my bolster over. Recognize that each side is different for your body. So it may not feel the same, but that's okay. So I'm gonna bring my left foot, right leg is extended, relaxing back onto the bolster. Just relaxing. Let's recognize that in these poses, we're playing with edges. And if you can get comfortable with that edge, your body will relax and start to melt into that pose if you can hold it. Coming up on the final minute in this pose. Use this as an invitation to maybe try to go deeper into the pose. Feel free to disengage if it's too intense. Breathing through any sensations. Let's go ahead and push ourselves up. Bring that leg back around. Bring the feet together. And flap the wings of the butterfly. You can also kind of go into a forward fold. Our final pose this evening before we move into Shavasana is a fish pose. I'm going to do mine with blocks. You can do a restorative fish pose, which is utilizing the bolster, just like I did for the half saddle. I would just drape over it. If you want to use the blocks, which will give more of an intense stretch, you'll need 2 blocks. I'm going to bring one that's going to go right in between my shoulder blades. Right here. That's my goal. And the other one's going to support my head. So. Let's take a little bit of time to get settled. Once you are settled, just melting into the pose. Allowing your body to just fully relax around the blocks or the bolster. Final minute. All right, to come out of this pose, we're just going to roll onto our side, letting the props fall where they may. We're going to reach behind us and move those over and gently roll back onto our backs. And we're going to just grab the bottom of our feet and do happy baby. Rocking back and forth, gently massaging the spine. You can also hug knees to chest if happy baby does not feel good. And let's go ahead and release. Give a good old-fashioned just body stretch in each direction. And now it's time to move into Shavasana and finding your space on the floor, on the mat. Allowing yourself to just melt into the floor beneath you. Releasing any tension that might still be present in the body, let it just melt away. Eyes gently closed. I want you to imagine that you feel a warm energy ball in your abdomen. And I want you to feel that ball that as you inhale, travels up the spine, comes up to the top of the head, and as you exhale, it comes down over the face, over the chest, back down to the lower abdomen. Then you inhale again, and that ball of energy travels up the spine to the top of the head. Exhale it back down. This motion continues, and you slowly begin to feel this orbit of energy, this cycle that's collecting and dispersing and balancing as needed. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. orbit of energy is starting to slow down now. You start to notice the actual energy ball traveling up the spine, down the front of the body, allowing it to slow down and coming to a stop in the lower dantian. Place your hands on the lower abdomen and feel the warmth of that energy ball. As that energy ball settles there, start to wake up the body, wiggling toes, moving the head from side to side. And when you're ready, let's roll onto one side. And let's push ourselves up to a seated position, similar to how we began our practice this evening. Let's go ahead and take 3 deep cleansing breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out on a... Let's begin with the first breath in. Side out. Second one. And out. Final cleansing breath in. Exhale it out. Conclude our practice by doing 3 pulling down the heavens, hands running along the side of the body, palms facing the earth, and flip to face the sky, bringing in loving, nurturing, centering energy down through the body. Again. Resting in the lap. Bring palms together over heart center. This concludes our practice. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste. This concludes our 44-minute Yin Yoga flow in a evening of restoration. At 8 p.m. we will start our 22-minute Restorative Qigong flow. Feel free to hang out, but we'll get started in about 15 minutes. Thank you so much. Welcome to our 22-minute Thursday evening Qigong flow in that evening of restoration. So happy that you're here to join us. And let's get started. This evening we are going to be focusing heavily on purging, doing a deep-rooted purging exercise known as Old Man Tide Pool. That's going to be the bulk of our practice. It's just known to kind of shake things up and get it out of the body, which I think is just good for the season that we're in. So we're going to do that. But before we get there, let's go ahead and warm up. Let's do some hip circles. So feet about shoulder width apart, and pick a direction. And let's just slowly begin to create some circles here. And pause and go ahead and go in the opposite direction. One more. Good. And let's wake up the energy. Feet about shoulder width apart. Let's start by knocking right here, right where our legs kind of connect to our torso, waking up the energy in our legs. And we're going to go down the outside of our legs and then tap on the insides. Go down the out, up the in, out. One more. Good. And let's just open the flow, gently allowing the hands come up towards the chest and back down. Focusing on feeling all the sensations. Gentle rock between the balls of the feet and the heels when the hands come up. One more time up and back down. Good. All right, we're going to move into our purging Old Man Tide Pool. So Old Man Tide Pool, for those of you who have been practicing with me from the beginning, we used to do this all the time. Haven't done it for a while. Feet shoulder width apart. Our hands are going to come up. And then we're going to swoop down and under and release, making a sh sound. So it will look like this. Sh, 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 sh. Once we get everything out, we'll come up. And typically we make these sounds of a ha, fist facing forward, then tilting outward ha, ho, ha, ho. Sitting down into this squatting motion. We're gonna do those actually silent. So when we come back up, we're gonna have our back of our fist facing forward. So still a ha and a ho, but inaudible. And we'll do that 3 times. So I'm gonna do this in real time so you can see it, and then we'll do it all together. Here we go. Inhale, exhale out. Up. So that's 1 complete round. So we're gonna try to do 5 of these. All right, so there we go. Round 1. Hands up, inhale, and down for the release. Second time down. Third repetition. Fourth time. Final one. Good. We're going to do some tonification on the kidneys. So I want you to imagine that you're gathering blue light, inserting it into the kidney. Blue light, kidney, navy blue light gather, kidney. continue working on this. On this belt, this invisible belt that surrounds this portion of our body. Now bringing our hands from left to right, placing it here, putting that energy into the kidneys. Gather in, gather. Next time, hand comes on the belt. And actually go the other direction. Gather. Place. Gather. Gather. Do 3 more. Hands down. Let's regulate using yin and yang energy. Left hand reaching down to the earth. Right hand up to the sky, feeling connected, spiraling that energy through the body, collecting, bringing it through the body, collecting, dispersing through the body, slowly, steadily. Next round, stop the hands at their starting positions. Bring the hands down through the body. Now connect the left to the sky and the right to the earth. Feel connected. And now let's balance in the other direction. Stop on that next round. Left to the sky, right to the earth. Let's bring it, spiraling it through the body. Bring both hands down. Move into golden ball. Visible river of energy right at waist high. Gonna gather a ball of energy, lift it up, make it bigger, make it smaller. Bring it into the chest, push it out, and take it back down. Gather the next one. Up. Bigger. Always holding that ball smaller. Bringing it into the chest so that you feel the warmth. Pushing it out. And back down. One more. Just take feet about shoulder width apart. Engage the knees. Roll the butt and the hips under to elongate the base of the spine. Roll the shoulders back into natural position. Arms are gonna hang there. Head tuck back just a little tiniest bit. The chin, so it's in position naturally where it should be with the top portion of the spine. Breath in and out of the nose. Taking a moment to fully be aware of how the body feels. No judgment, just being in the stillness. Hands down to the lower dantian. Let's go ahead and do 3, pulling down the heavens with the gentle she sound as we pull the energy through. Let's begin. She. Let's try the second one inaudibly. Final one. Do whichever one serves you more, resonate with you. Hands in front of the lower dantian. Bringing the feet about a fist width apart. If not closer. Laying one hand on top of the other. Gently allowing the body to rock and sway as it feels called. Settling our practice, sealing our practice. All that energy we just cultivated, now being stored in that lower dantian, that will be available for use anytime that you need it. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I hope this practice served you, and I will see you either next week for our next evening of restoration, starting Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We start with our 44-minute Yin Yoga flow, so if you missed that, make sure you join us for that. And then obviously at 8 p.m. we do our 22-minute Qigong flow, which we just went through. If you're interested in a morning daily practice, we do that at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on this channel. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that and hit the little bell, because you'll get notified every time that we go live, and also have access to all the replays here on our channel. But thank you so much for joining me. Have an incredible evening. Take care. Bye.